Hey friends, it's Friday again, which means it's time for another fat burn workout or high intensity workout. And the topic we have today is pretty special, pretty much like every Friday. But today's topic is getting rid of love handles. This belly fat around your midsection, which seems to be not going anywhere no matter how hard you try and no matter what you do. So I'm really excited to tackle this very interesting fitness topic, specifically because there is a lot of BS on the internet around this fat loss in general and around, of course, losing fat around midsection specifically, because this is what a lot of people want. And there are bad people on the internet who will try to sell you on a lot of different BS solutions to this problem. But what we're gonna do instead is we will debunk a bunch of myths. We will break down why it's so hard to get rid of love handles and what is this most effective strategy to tackle this problem. So let me start with this. If you are trying to lose your some extra fat around midsection and you are doing endless cardio or running or crunches or all this regular type of approaches and nothing happens, just know that first of all you are not alone, and this is not your fault, because you just have been given wrong information. And it seems to be the trend of the modern age that this amount of BS, which is increasing, like skyrocketing in the latest years. So let's bring some clarity and discuss what exactly this fat, midsection fat is and how to get rid of that. Before we dive in, I will check if we are online and that you can guys see and hear me okay. Just give me a couple seconds. Yes, we are online, definitely. Yeah, so love handles, and well, everybody, this area, first of all, this area of your body is like a priority zone for storing fat. And you may think about this as your body's like saving account. So whenever your body needs to conserve safe energy for later, it deposits them in a form of fat around your midsection. So this is the first place where your fat starts accumulating. And it is so ridiculous that I'm one of those guys, by the way, who start getting fat by just looking at pizza, you know. So for me, it's like a lot of things are like, in terms of nutrition, a lot of things are forbidden if I want to, or not forbidden, but I just can't afford to have them every day if I want to maintain my shape. And I know that many of you guys struggle with the same. And even though having less than 10% body fat, if I just let myself some slack or there is some family celebration or something, I start seeing, you know, something starts to appear around here. So it's so ridiculous. This is the first place where fat starts to deposit, and this is the very last place where it will come off. So you will lose fat everywhere in your body, in your arms, in your face. Like you will start looking really good, but then once you unbutton your shirt, there is this, you know, I don't know, attire around your waist, which is embarrassing. And but that doesn't mean that you can't really figure out how to get rid of it, and it doesn't take much effort actually. It just needs understanding, like firm understanding of the underlying principles. And this is my entire philosophy. So whenever someone tells you, like, do this type of crunch and you will get rid of your love handles, the most important question you can ask them is why? Why do you think that will work? So why is the most potent question to, you know, shed all that BS that is around and allow the person at the same time to basically say themselves and explain why that type of crunch would help you get rid of the love handles. And one of the most popular shorts on this very channel is a short on how to get rid of love handles, and it showcases, it demonstrates this exercise which is called cross-body dumbbell row. But as we approach the actual workout, and as soon as I start demoing the exercises, I will explain how that exercise works and what exactly is that contribution that it does to removing fat around your midsection. But for now, let's assume that this is the place where the fat accumulates first, and this is the last piece of fat to go on your body. So this is just given. Now, people typically can't really effectively combat this fat. They seem to be like making good progress if they have a proper program. They seem to be making good progress on their fat loss journey in general, but what comes to those last bits of fat around your lower back and on the tummy and on the sides, this is like people really seem to be stuck there and unable to get rid of those. And this is usually this happens for one of 4 reasons, or like 4 false beliefs, and we will debunk each one of them. So first false belief would be that believing that spot reduction is possible. And spot reduction, I mean that if you want to remove fat around your midsection and then you start doing some core exercises like standing wood choppers or, you know, this kind of crunches, and you believe that by engaging muscles around your midsection you will make this fat burn faster, which seems to be even true nowadays, because there has been several studies lately that have confirmed that this actually happens, but the rate of this fat consumption from this area is just a tiny bit higher than everywhere else on your body. So that means that by doing any exercise you will get rid of fat of roughly the same amount of fat around the entire body, around your hands, around your face, around your legs. But then if you only exercise your midsection muscles, you will have a bit of a higher fat burn around this area. But most scientists kind of conclude that this difference is not meaningful. It's like 10%. First, and then second, in order to lose weight, lose fat specifically, you have to be in a caloric deficit anyway. So you have to expend more calories than you consume. And this is very easy to measure. You can start just counting calories. You don't have to do it forever. Do it for 1 month, 3 months, just to, get awareness around how much food you eat in terms of calories, and are you in a caloric deficit or not. And of course, in order to start losing fat specifically, it helps to be in a caloric deficit. But this of course can be, caloric deficit state has nothing or very little to do with exercise, because you can reach that by just adjusting your diet or nutrition strategy. But yeah, of course, exercises rev up your metabolism, especially the high intensity interval training type, which we're going to be doing today. This is gonna rev up your metabolism and create this afterburn effect that will continue throughout the day, hours later after you have finished. And having more muscle in general in your body helps to raise your base metabolism level, so you will start burning more calories by just hanging around or lying on a sofa. So of course exercises are very important to boost this effect, but the effect itself should be created by a bunch of different principles, but equally important, like your sleep and your nutrition. So let's get to those false beliefs. So first belief is that spot reduction is possible, and it seems to be possible, but the remark is, the note is that the rate is really low, and it's not meaningful to assume to only train your abdominals, trying to beat this belly fat. There are more effective strategies which I will share in a while. So the next one would be that you're doing endless cardio, like running specifically, or that type of high pace cardio, like running or stepper or step master or whatever, where you feel super hungry and exhausted. You do it for like 40 minutes to 1 hour to 2 hours, whatever, and you feel totally exhausted, and you're craving food typically afterwards, and you overeat immediately, which basically undo all the progress you have just made, and it leads basically to nowhere. And especially if you're just starting your fitness journey, that starting running, which is a skill, may get you injured actually and prevent you from doing any progress for weeks. So important thing you should know about this high pace, high intensity cardio, zone 3 and up, is that it burns mostly calories from bloodstream. So if you have had your breakfast, it will burn out your breakfast, burn down your breakfast. If you haven't had anything on that day, if you do it fasted, it will consume your glycogen sources, which will of course result in this crash, and you will be ravenously hungry, because there is no way you have something left in the tank after 2 hours of running. It's gonna be exhausted. You will crave food, and hopefully you have some good food and good protein laying around, but most people don't think about this in advance, and what ends up happening is that they shovel everything into their plate, everything they see around, all those nuts and seeds and whatnot, high calorie, highly palatable potato chips, pizzas, pastas, all that stuff. And that basically the effect of running, which was like, I don't know, maybe 800, 1000 calories, they undo it in one sitting, which leads them nowhere, of course. Now, the next belief is that some people think that they can crash diet and do it for long enough so that they get rid of their belly fat, and then somehow they go back to their habits and stay shredded. And that of course doesn't work that way. This extreme diet, any type of extreme diet, the key word there is extreme, so you will not be able to sustain it first. It creates immense amount of stress, which will translate into chronic stress, and that will impede immediately your ability to lose fat, no matter how small is the amount of calories that you decided to eat in a day. And the smaller the amount, the slower the metabolism actually. So it will slow your metabolism even more. So this is actually the explanation why some people, especially ladies, try to do this watermelon diet, for example, which is next to 0 calories, and they still get fat. Why is that? This is exactly why. Because their body thinks that they are dying, and it will hold on to every piece of fat they have, and more of, even when they eat this 300 calories of watermelon, most of them will be stored because, well, no one knows what happens tomorrow. It seems to feel like a famine. So your body is well adapted to those long famines. So as soon as you start restricting calories to a very low number, it will slow the metabolism down, and you will not be, it's like running in place. You will not be doing any progress. And basically the opposite of that is this principle that I can't stress enough, and I have it in my book, which is eat more, move more. So you don't have to actually eat less. It helps to eat more, but of course you don't have to, you can't just start eating more and expect to get rid of your belly fat. You have to, this has to be a part of the entire strategy. So you have to have exercise, you have to have proper recovery, which is sleep, and this is what comes next. This last and fourth false belief is something that no one tells you about, or at least they don't emphasize the importance of it. And in my opinion, it's like half of the efficiency comes from the actual recovery. Because if you are living out of like 5 hours of sleep or 4 hours of sleep, and most of us tend to be these overachievers, and we want to become a better versions of myself, and then you see this Jocko Willink saying like, get up at 5 o'clock, and you start doing that, but then you still, you know, stay late into the night with your cell phone or computer and scroll through Instagram, and you end up having like 4-5 hours of sleep. And what this will result in, well, first of all, you will feel like crap the entire day. Then you wouldn't be able to think straight. Then your ghrelin levels, ghrelin is one of those hormones which creates this ravenous hunger. So if you have noticed that if you didn't sleep well, you will even already wake up with this ravenous hunger. What's there? Where is my pancake? So these are the effects of poor sleep, and poor sleep will also shut down your metabolism and promote fat storage, which makes your entire, you know, endeavor an uphill battle, and you can't really do it sustainably. So one of the things that you should get in check is your sleep. Start getting anywhere from 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. And by sleep I mean 7 hours of sleep, not 7 hours in bed. And I will link a very good book on sleep and how it affects everything in your life. And believe me, if we have to split, if we have to decide which part of the strategy contributes which amount to the actual result, then I would say that nutrition contributes 40%, sleep contributes 40%, and then exercise contribute only 20%. And it doesn't mean it's not effective. I just mean that you can change much more by addressing your nutrition and your sleep. So your nutrition and your sleep is 80% of the effect. So if you want this 80-20, so it complies with this 80-20 principle. So if you want to the most effect, just go fix your sleep and fix your nutrition. But then I would suggest that you do some easy, sustainable workouts every day, and this is the type of workout that we're gonna be doing today. And next I will explain you guys the exercise choice and why we have selected those specific exercises, because the exercise choice is never random on this channel. So I will always explain to you why we have selected this or that type of exercise and how they contribute to the end goal that we are trying to achieve. And there should always be the goal, because if you don't know why you are training, you will never stick to it, and it will be much harder to see the result. Okay, so today let me pull up the list of exercises that we have. Yeah, so the workout, in my opinion, every good workout should be sustainable. So ideally you should be able to repeat it every day. Well, some may be of course heavier than the other, and maybe then you need an extra rest day. But especially for those of you who are just in the beginning, starting their journey, it's very important to pick something that you can do every day, because doing things, our brain is very good at playing tricks with us. So it will, if you decide that you do it every other day, after this day of rest, it will start like throwing all those thoughts at you, like, why don't you take another rest day? Or I don't feel like doing this, maybe I'm somehow slept not so good tonight, so maybe let's skip another day, and that will just make it horrible, you know. It's much easier for most people to do the workout every single day. There is then no guesswork left. You just do your bloody workout and you are done. But it doesn't mean that you have to do 1 hour every day. This is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you should pick the workout which is challenging enough and long enough to feel like real work, to contribute to your goals, like fat loss goals, for example, in this case, support your goals. And it's still easy enough for you to not feel like exhausted, not feel ravenously hungry, because that will at the same time also support your goals. So if you don't overeat after your workout, you will be willing to again repeat it tomorrow, and you will not be undoing effects of the workout right away. So this is the type of workout we're doing today, and it contains on top of jump rope intervals which is jump rope is optional. On top of those high intensity cardio intervals, we will have 3 very effective full body exercises, and all of them, or let's put it differently, none of them involve crunches. None of them are crunches, which is, in my opinion, crunch is this is the specialty training. This is when you are super lean, when you are like 6% body fat, and you want your abs to pop even more, then you go to crunches. If this is not your goal, if you have just started and you just want fat out of your system and specifically away from your midsection, the most effective strategy is to start exercising the biggest muscle groups on your body. I can't stress this enough. And the biggest muscle groups on your body are not biceps, believe it or not. This is your legs, this is your quads, your glutes, your quads, your hamstrings, your calves, the entire legs. Basically, this is your core musculature, which contains rectus abdominis that you want to start seeing at some point. It involves obliques on your sides, which you also, this is what we're attacking today. And it also involves this back musculature. So this is this 360 degrees kind of a case that supports your spine in the vertical position. And the main purpose of your core musculature is to help you stand upright. So, as you may imagine, the most bang for your buck comes from the exercises that will include some form of leg work like squatting or hinging, and then those same exercises ideally would hit your core muscles really heavy. And we have a lot of them, but I have selected for you only 3 the most simple and the most effective exercises today. And this is, anyone can start doing them using their body weight. I will show the body weight versions, then light dumbbell versions. So this type of very small dumbbell is somewhere where you start when you start adding weight. Then a bit of a heavier dumbbell, and then eventually you want to come to something really heavy like a kettlebell or barbell. So the first exercise in this list is of course a squat, and I'm gonna be doing the goblet squat version, which is where you hold your weight in a goblet position in front of you. And if you don't have any weight, any fitness implements, and you can also do it with the rubber band, by the way, by just putting your rubber band under your legs and on top of your shoulders, and this way you can create this resistance for your squats. But believe it or not, even bodyweight squats, if done with intention, if you move slowly through the motions, maximize time under tension, squeeze your quads on the top and squeeze your glutes, focus on maximum muscle contraction. Even the bodyweight version is pretty heavy, and again, it's better than nothing, much better. It's like 99% better than nothing. So if you don't have anything, just go for regular slow bodyweight squat, all the way down as to the grass, and then slowly up, snapping your hips in the top position, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your quads, pull the kneecaps all the way up to create maximum muscle tension. And this getting up from the very bottom position of the squat will require your core to fire effectively in this bottom position, which is not true for most people. and you should really start working on that, because this is really about injury prevention and enabling you to do more difficult exercises in future. So if you notice that you are rising like this is your weak core. So make sure or start to rise with your spine in the upright position and try to maintain this natural curvature of the spine throughout the entire movement. And if you have some weight, hold it in this goblet position in front of you and do the same. And depending on the amount of weight that you have, I like doing it with a kettlebell, which is, I will hold it this way, and another way of holding it might be the CrossFit grip, which is this way, and you take this horns, by the horns basically, insert two thumbs, and this is how you, another way to hold it firmly. And this is very effective for the second exercise that we have, which is a thruster. And thruster, again, I will show it with all the fitness implements that we have, but I personally prefer to do it with a kettlebell, of course. So it will go the same way, so you go all the way down into the squat, and then you thrust, stand upright, and thrust your hips and thrust this cannonball that you have in your hands into the sky, trying to hit the ceiling with it basically. So this is as you are rising from the squat, and at the same time you are pushing, pressing the kettlebell above your head, and then you go all the way back down in a single motion. Yeah, and the way you do it with the single dumbbell, if you have two dumbbells, go for two, but even one is totally fine. The way you do it is, if it's heavy, first in the beginning you clean it to the shoulder level, and you don't have to do it in this orientation. You can maintain this neutral grip, and you go squat with it, and then when you go up, you at the same time press it above your head, and then you reverse the motion, bring it back to your shoulder and into the squat. This single-handed version has another benefit of being a unilateral exercise, which means that your core and leg muscles on the other side, your core muscles on the other side will work over time. So you are basically creating more load with a single heavier dumbbell than you would with two equally heavy ones. And this leg is gonna be, if the weight is here, this leg is gonna be working harder than the other, which is also a very effective way to eventually align the amount of musculature on your both legs, which will help you treat all those imbalances you have, and basically keep you upright, fix your posture, and allow you to move around pain-free. Now, yeah, same thing with the small dumbbell. So you go squat and you press it, and don't be discouraged. Leave the ego at the door. If this is the only thing you have in your house, this is a good thing. It's better than nothing. And I have already demonstrated with the kettlebell. And the last exercise is a deadlift. And since we're having only one fitness implement, we're doing a single hand deadlift. And the classical example of this would be you have the bell or whatever implement in front of you, and you initiate the motion by shifting your hips backwards. So you are not squatting to grab it, so you are not bending your knees necessarily this way. You aim that your shins stay vertical and you're just shifting your hips back so that you can grab the bell. And you can think about it like if there is an open door behind you and you're trying to push it with your butt, this type of motion. So you're pushing something with your butt and then you grab the bell and you stand all the way up. And you can do it with both hands, but at the same time we can take advantage of having a single implement to do this single arm deadlift, which will create an additional benefit again of the other side of your core musculature to fire more intensely. That will overload one side, but then of course you have to switch your hands somewhere in the middle of the exercise. So these are the 3 exercises for today. You will get sweaty, most likely, because those are not easy. And we are also coupling it with the jump rope. But this is very effective. And jump rope is effective on its own. We know it for this terrific calorie burn rate. So it will burn calories in the moment, but it's more gentle on your joints than running, for example. And we are only doing it for 20 minutes and not for 2 hours. So you will not be ravenously hungry after this workout, even though you will reap pretty much the same cardio and conditioning benefits. And then we are coupling it with those most effective exercises that engage your biggest muscle groups, which are your legs and your core musculature, which will result in a maximum calorie burn in this given small amount of time. And this will effectively support your fat loss goals, and eventually, once you kind of lose the fat evenly around your entire body, you will get to those problematic areas and those will go away, I promise you. It's just the tricky thing here is to stick around for long enough to see this type of progress. And the only way is to stick around for long enough is to make your workout sustainable and to make it fun. Those are, in my personal opinion, 2 the most important features to every effective workout. It should be fun to do, and second, it should be sustainable. So you have to be able to do it tomorrow or the day after tomorrow at latest. And this is what this is all about. So yeah, let me see if we have something else to cover. Yeah, I guess not. We can transition into the actual workout, and let me remind you guys that I'm not looking at the chat right now, but I will have a look after we finish the workout, which means that you can ask your questions right now. Whatever that might be, just throw it in the chat and I will answer it after the workout. And if this is something that needs more elaborate answer, or maybe I don't know the right answer right away, I will answer it later and make sure to tag you so that you will get the answer later on in the comments. Okay, so I will make sure to tag your handle so that you will be notified about the answer. And sometimes we just don't have enough time because this is like I'm dragging, I realize Sorry guys, but this topic is so wrapped with BS on the internet, so I just felt obliged to, you know, explain it in much detail, and especially the strategy that would bring you to this coveted result that you desire. Because there is no shortcut to persistence and hard work, as you know. So you have to be ready to put in the good work, but at the same time there is this trap that you might be doing work into the wrong direction. So let's say if I ask you, like, I want to get from like Finland to America, for example, and you start digging the hole into the ground, would that help? I guess not. You have to start walking or flying or swimming towards America instead of digging the hole into the ground. So you are doing the work, but is it bringing you closer to your goal? No, it's not. So the goal of this session is to make you fully aware of the principles that keep you stuck, and so that you can battle them effectively. So go ahead, shoot your questions into the chat. I will get to them after the workout. And for now, let me switch on the music and let's get the work done. Yep.
Get ready.
Get ready, friends. Jump rope is a proper warm-up tool, so you don't have to do any specific warm-up. If you don't have a jump rope, just go jog in place instead. Let me, by the way, start the workout timer for myself.
Jump rope.
Ideally, you would have a jump rope. But don't be discouraged if you don't. Just again, either jog in place, do this boxer skip, or go high knees. And if you are very, very overweight, if you carry a lot of extra weight, what I suggest you do is just you march in place, because it will effectively ruin your joints if you start jumping from the very beginning. So if you are too heavy or not used to this type of workouts, just go march in place with the maximum speed that you can handle. Deadlift. First of all, with a kettlebell. Stick the butt out, squeeze your glutes on the top, pull your kneecaps, maximum contraction. Change your hands. If you are doing the single hand version, change your hands halfway through. Next time I will show you with dumbbells. I will, still keep all this close by.
Jump rope.
If you're only starting with the jump rope, make sure you keep your hands somewhere around your pockets and close to the body. Don't flare your elbows because, as you can see, you will start tripping over your rope immediately. Spread back. Hands or wrists are close to the pockets.
Rest.
Here. Don't flare. Nice and compact. Jump rope is one of the most effective calorie burners.
Goblet squat.
Goblet squat. Let's do it with the dumbbell. You can have it vertical or horizontal, the way I hold it. Doesn't really matter. I'm just afraid that it will disassemble in the middle of the movement because those quick release clips are not very secure, so to say.
Rest.
And as you can see, I'm in a very casual clothes, so
Jump rope.
please don't, guys, don't invent obstacles to having everyday workouts. Just press play on any workout on this channel and just do the bloody thing. It only takes 15, 20, 30 minutes. You can choose. We have playlists by workout length, so you can pick the one you like. So those are sorted by length.
Rest.
If you mess up, just get back to jumping as soon as you can. Of course, take a break if you need it. But challenge yourself to move around during the break.
Thrusters.
Thrusters. If you are doing this with a dumbbell in one hand, then switch hands about now. Halfway through, you switch your hand and do it on the other side.
Rest. Jump rope.
If you feel confident enough to try and match the beat of the music, this is the best thing you can do. This will make every workout unique, even if you know just a couple tricks. Because what music does is it forces you to move with some specific pace.
Rest.
First set done, 2 more to go. Keep your water bottle close by, because I don't know about you, but I'm already sweating like crazy. And this is especially important in summer, But of course it doesn't mean it's less important in winter. You just tend to be less dehydrated in winter. That's it, but still drink water.
Jump rope.
The music genre is not important. I managed to jump rope to basically all music styles and very successfully, starting from heavy metal all the way to pop music and rock and blues and all that stuff, and EDM of course. Pick something you really like and go try jumping to the beat. Deadlift, this time with a dumbbell.
Deadlift.
Hinge back, touch down, stand up, kneecaps, squeeze your butt, squeeze your glutes. Don't overextend your back, don't do this. You're not trying to, fold yourself. Change your hands. And you're not squatting again. You are pushing your hips backwards to the back.
Rest.
The body weight version of this, by the way, is good morning. Same exact move, body weight.
Jump rope.
And of course have fun, because if it's not fun, it's very easy to stick to. And jump rope for me is a big differentiator because it makes every workout fun, especially when you start learning those tricks. And you don't need many. It helps to learn like 2-3 easy footwork moves like this one.
Rest.
And then they will give you endless number of combinations.
Goblet squat.
Goblet squat. All the way down, all the way up. For some people it helps to keep it closer to the body. Really depends, but definitely focus on maximum muscle contraction in the top position and maintaining neutral spine through the entire movement.
Rest. Jump rope.
I think we're halfway through officially. We have one exercise and one more jump rope interval, and the second set is done. If the only thing you can do is the basic jump, go for it. It's as effective as any other footwork. Absolutely.
Rest.
Thrusters. This time with a dumbbell.
Thrusters.
So clean it to shoulder. So first squat and press at the same time. Very powerful, very effective. This is where you change hands.
Rest.
Safely return to the bell and only then start moving.
Jump rope.
Doing good, guys. Woo. If you are enjoying the workout, consider giving it a like. You may also decide to subscribe if you want more of this, because on this channel you can effectively affect the content that we are producing by taking part of those polls that we make in community posts. So we ask those questions on a regular basis. So what did you like? What would you like the next workout to be about? And that kind of thing. So consider subscribing, that helps.
Jump rope.
Again, if you mess it up, just get back to jumping as soon as you can. Go into the side swings and back to skipping. That tells nothing about your skill of jumping rope. Everybody messes it up from time to time, or all the time. We are not competing against each other. The only person you are competing against is yourself.
Deadlift.
This would be the two-hand deadlift, where you don't need to switch hands, but this is less effective because both sides of your body are doing the same amount of work. So if I have this 16 kilogram kettlebell, every side is doing 8 kg. And if I go one hand, then one side is doing something like 10 and another one is doing 6.
Rest.
So this is the one of the easiest tricks to overload your body with the same weight.
Jump rope.
If music starts being slow, perceive this as an opportunity to go slower for a while. Get a bit of a breather, but don't stop. I encourage you to never stop during the workout. We want our heart rate as high as possible within the boundaries of your age, of course.
Rest.
My heart rate is 148, which is pretty low, but still I'm dripping sweat, as you can see.
Goblet squat.
Goblet squat. And in all these squats and deadlifts, you may have noticed that my feet are pointing directly forward. This helps to develop proper ankle mobility for proper running and walking around injury-free. But if that feels like awkward
Rest.
or difficult, then point them slightly outwards.
Jump rope.
Ooh. One of the hardest footworks is the crisscross, and this is even harder version. Single hand, like fast skip crisscross. This will definitely raise your heart rate as high as double unders almost.
Rest.
But you don't have to do it, because jump rope is efficient even without all those tricks.
Thrusters.
Thrusters. CrossFit grip all the way down and push. Push. Touch down. Push. Ass to the grass. Push.
Rest.
Last interval. Give it all you got. Doing awesome, people. Finish strong.
Jump rope.
Consider this your finisher. Make it count. But of course, you don't have to go hard on yourself. And nothing crazy is required. So if you have to slow down, slow down. It's not about killing yourself. It's about getting energized and motivated to come tomorrow for more.
Workout.
That was a blast. you should see it on the camera. It's like I'm drenched. But we did it, people. We did it again. Thank yourself for showing up, for taking this next step towards your stronger and leaner and smarter future self, who also happens to have his love handles missing, because again, there is no substitute for hard work and perseverance. So you have to do it regularly, but you don't have to go crazy. Just do something every day, and before you know it, you will have your love handles removed. My personal guarantee to you. Now, let me, guys, take my laptop and let's do the Q&A part. If you have submitted some questions that needs my attention. Yeah, like I think we have a lot, at least some. Yes, first of all, thank you all people who showed up, who showed their respect in the chat. I see all the love you are sending my way. This show couldn't be possible without your support, and I'm pretty amazed of how amazing this community has become. Your support means the world to me, and I couldn't, again, sustain it without your help. So thank you people, and I will get to answer your questions now. Happy Friday, my friend. Yeah. How many calories? Let's see, by the way. My total calorie count for this workout is 313, which is exactly aligned with my estimate. And the effort, this new feature of Apple Watch, it says that the effort was hard. So even for me, the effort was hard, despite the actual average heart rate has been 143, which is kind of on a lowish side for me. But anyway, yeah. So this is what you can expect from a 20-minute workout on this channel. It's gonna be 300 plus calories, and this is in the moment. And while you are taking the shower and going about your day, it will be at least another 300 in this afterburn effect. And of course, you have to also count the warm-up, which is, for me, the warm-up was this exercise demonstration. Hey, I'm dripping sweat, really. This is like, I feel like I'm Joko Willink, you know? That was intense. That was really good, guys. 74 kilograms, I need 60 kilograms. So 14 kilos to drop. Pretty audacious goal. Without exercise, so how much take calories daily? Yeah, nice question, very good question, my friend. I wouldn't, if I were you, especially without exercise, I wouldn't still go higher than 500 calories of deficit. So calculate your BMR first. Be honest to yourself about the amount of like movement that you have during the day. And if you have an office job, don't like just say almost like sedentary. So don't make it easy, don't fool the system, okay? Because this is not gonna work. You just, you know, it doesn't work that way. So if you are 74, I don't have this calculator in front of me, but you can, ask ChatGPT. But no matter what it says, don't go above 500, because that will most likely make you really hungry. And it will make it all like less sustainable. And then when you say without exercise, I assume you don't want to do any of this heavy stuff. But even without this kind of a formal exercise, you can still implement walking. So I would suggest that you implement something like 300 to 400 calorie deficit coupled with 1 hour of walking every day, like deliberately. So of course, if you are like delivering pizza and food, or if you are a postman and you are walking around a lot, then you don't need it already. But I assume you have mostly sedentary profession. So in that case, no matter how much you move around the office, still consider leaving your car at home and walking to your place or to the subway or whatever. Incorporate more walking. That will help tremendously. Those two things alone, coupled with the solid nutrition strategy, will take you all the way where you want it. Like 14 kilograms is nothing. Yeah, good luck. Which dumbbells for chest? Well, in this, for the purpose of this workout, your dumbbells shouldn't be heavy. Like this 10 kilogram dumbbell is just fine for me and should be fine for you too. And if this is too heavy and the only thing you have is this tiny little friend, go use it, it's still better. And then if you want to train your chest and you only have dumbbells, well, take the heaviest, progress to reach the heaviest weight you have, and then also have a look at the same time at those complex or difficult push-up variations, like single arm push-ups, shoulder taps, like those types of things. Handstand push-ups, handstand also helps to develop chest. So this calisthenics type of thing, that's also very effective. And people typically underestimate the power of calisthenics. So look into this as well. But if you have like unlimited set of weights at home, well, just start with something that feels challenging to you and progress over time. This is the principle of progressive overload. Great question, thank you. Yeah, didn't understand this one, but yeah, everyone who said hi, I've gotcha. Yeah, Stefan Thompson. I have to Google that guy. I don't know who that is. How much I weigh and how tall? Yeah, nice question. I am 184 centimeters high and my weight is 74. So if you start calculating from that conventional, height minus weight, then you will find that I'm like 10 kilos below. But this calculation, this equation stops making sense for highly trained people. So you can't get any meaningful, answer from there. I strongly suggest only use them in the beginning of your journey, and then you just look, you can measure like circumferences of your muscles or waist or arms or whatever to make sure you are making progress. And one of the best ways to make sure that you're doing progress is making photos. And I am blessed with having this YouTube channel, so I can always go back and see myself from like 1 year ago. But what you can start doing is pick some specific distance from your bathroom mirror, for example. But it should be the same all the time. So let's say this your like bathroom mat, for example. So you stay in the same spot, and then you do make this selfie picture of yourself, and then you do the same to the side. And that way, do it like once or twice, or once per month, or bi-monthly, like once in 2 months, not too often. And well, have a look at your previous photo and today's photo and answer honestly. Do you like your reflection better, or is there a progress? And if you stay in the same spot every time, and I assume the light is always the same in your bathroom, then and of course either like in your underwear or naked but not wearing anything like on top of like no t-shirts, no nothing. So either swimming suit or underwear, and you will see the difference. You will start seeing. And for me personally, the biggest question I want to be answered: do I like my reflection? And if the answer is yes, then you are getting somewhere. Maybe you don't like it like perfectly 100%, but if you like it more than the previous one, there is a trend. And this is all you need, basically. This is all you need. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure how much this is in feet, but 184, I think it's 6 something. Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Love handles, how do you get rid of them? You will, my friend, you will have to wait until the stream is over and rewind to the beginning, because this is what I explained at the very beginning. Or I'm not sure, maybe you can do it already now. So go to the very start. This is, I spent 40 minutes laying out the strategy. Yeah. Extreme walking, whatever that means, but walking is pretty effective for fat loss in general. It burns mostly fat, because the lower the intensity, the higher the fat burn effect. But there is a caveat, and then this is why it doesn't actually work for me personally. I don't like walking specifically for fat loss, for one simple reason. Because the burn rate is very, very slow. I can't justify spending 1 hour of walking to achieve 200 calories burned, despite those are being burned from fat directly, which is not true. It's just gonna be mostly fat. So from fat you will burn like 100 calories. This is like very little. But if you have unlimited time, by all means go for it. To me, it's just, it makes more sense to spend like 20 minutes like this and have 300 calories burned, and then after burn of who knows how much else. So this is much more time efficient. But then of course, if you enjoy walking, and I do walking in the nature specifically, but not for fat burn, just because I like it. It helps to get your head straight. So for different reasons, absolutely. But great question, thank you. How many kilograms? Yeah, kilograms, 74. 74, my friend. No, 74, 74. Thank you all people. Yeah, I guess the connection is crap. But we don't have any other questions seemingly, and that was a very good session. Like I said, just stick to it. Just make it sustainable. If you want one single like sentence to advise how to lose love handles, whatever you do, make sure it's sustainable, and make sure you attend to 3 major contributors to your love handles, or 3 major ways to attack your 3 attack angles on your love handles. And this is 20% exercise, only 20% guys, but very important still. 40% nutrition. Stop having that junk. Have more protein. Have less carbs, less fat. Don't go crazy. Still have your pasta, but not every day, okay? And if you want a full blueprint, go into the description of this video and grab my book for free. And the third one is recovery, meaning your sleep. If you don't sleep well, you will never lose your love handles, like ever. This is just not gonna happen. I'm serious, people. It's not possible. I have tried it. Until I started getting 7 hours of sleep, 6.5 for me, but it's gonna be very different for many people. And like 7 hours in general, only then my love handles disappeared like completely. And until then, no matter how hard, I used to jump rope like more than an hour every day. This is like insane. And I still had my love handles. Can you believe that? But this is true. So until you kind of attack all those on all those 3 fronts, if one of those 3 things is missing, it's not gonna work. And since we have a pretty good engagement today, I think this is a signal to me that I should make a separate long-form video about getting rid of love handles and you know, reference some studies and make it more easily digestible for you guys. So in order to not miss that video, consider subscribing right now. And if you are watching this in the recording, we will have chapters here, so you can rewind back to the beginning of workout if you want to repeat it once again or repeat it the next day. And if you still have questions, if you watching this in the recording and have questions, put them in the comments. I am personally answering every single comment I get on this channel, and I will continue doing so as far as I can humanly sustain this habit. Thank you all people. See you next Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, Eastern European Time, sharp. See you.